Hello, everybody. This is one of the Jonathans with the Balloon Guild, and I am here with this month's guest designer, Miss Melanie Boreham. Miss Melanie, where are you from?
Green Bay, Wisconsin, where I'm here currently. Yes, but I'm
Yes.
from
So,
LA.
like you grew up in LA as a little
I
kid,
grew
running the
up.
streets.
Yep.
So, in LA, my experience in Florida as a small little child, and I'm sure you're a little bit younger than I am, but you are a grown up. As a kid, I got to run around playing in the streets until it was too dark to play, and then I just came inside, or until I heard mom yelling out the door, "Get home," whatever. Um, did you have that experience in LA?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Okay.
Well, back in the day, it was great, and it wasn't
Yeah.
until recently it is not awesome
Right.
anymore.
So I've been to LA once teaching with Simpertex, and I don't know if it was downtown or whatever, but it was this really cool place with hotels and all the and like some theaters and stuff. And then you could walk 2 seconds away, and then there's just like tent city under bridges. I was basically told you can walk around, but you need to be very mindful. You cross a certain street and now you're in danger zone. It's literally that black and white
Yes.
from
Yep.
everything. So, but I don't imagine that's where houses are unless you're one of the homeless people in the tent cities, right? So, how far is like neighborhoods from that part of LA? That's the only part I've ever been to, so I don't know.
So I actually didn't live in LA. I was in the suburb in the San Fernando Valley. So
Okay.
like if you imagine the movie Clueless, that's where I kind of grew up in the valley. And but ever since the pandemic hit, all the encampments have grew exponentially, and they start it just like I couldn't shield my kid from the drugs that they would bring in and
Yeah.
crime to our house. It was really bad.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you moved because you were
I wanted a
trying
safer
to find a
environment for
safer
my
environment,
children. Yeah,
and you just decided
we
nowhere
just
close to what made you decide to move to, like, if
we
I think
actually I
about
didn't
moving, it's
I
somewhere
didn't
I know around
know
here.
I didn't know it was a one-way trip, so I thought maybe there'd be a chance we'd come back because my family's there, but I found out after like 6 months, I realized that there is a better life than LA. Like there was more like the Midwest and just some of the rural areas were just it was beautiful, and there were seasons, and just the people were really nice, and it was just really great. I don't know. It was a completely different world I've never experienced. And I said, okay, well, let's try it. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, we didn't pick Green Bay. My mother-in-law picked it. So we all lived in the same house. Um,
So she does, so she, you
we know
said,
someone here. She knows someone here.
okay. And was
So
she living with you guys in LA?
no, no. But she
Okay.
wanted to be with her grandchildren. So she's like, wherever you go, I'm going.
I, so I'm a big fan, like, I don't want to say the Bible days because I don't know if it was like even more recent than that, I'm sure, but the idea of grandparents living with their kids, living with their grandchildren. And there's parts in the Bible that talk about like the blessings of the parents will be on their children and their grandchildren and their children. And I think the idea is like because they all live together. So if it's blessing one, it's going to trickle downhill. And the same with like the sins of the father and all that stuff. I'm a little old fashioned in the fact that in my brain, it's a really nice concept. I'm not sure practically how I would do living with with
Well,
my
actually, it's
in-laws.
great. She does my kids' homeschooling, so that
Right.
helps too. And all the things we need to run as a family, we can be busy, and we just work really well. And I could be
Yeah.
in the basement working on my balloons, and I know that everyone's taken care of upstairs.
No, that's a super nice picture. In my brain, sounds really nice. Um, So she's the one who dictated Green Bay. Like she just threw it out there and you guys are like, because that's again, you're not like moving across town.
Right. Well,
You're
so
leaving everything that
logically,
you,
everything about Green Bay or just the Midwest in general, upper Midwest, is that the tornadoes do not go up like Wisconsin. There, so for us, it was natural disasters. There's no earthquakes, there's no fires, and we just have to be prepared for the cold. So we can prepare for that instead of all of a sudden we have an earthquake and our house is in shambles, or the
yeah.
fires where every year we'd have to chase, like, where are the fires? We need to move, so the natural disaster part and the fact that um they really take care of their and how the homeless here, there's you don't see that at all. There's nothing. They are taken care of by nonprofits. um Also having seasons, it's really hard for them to just camp out all year.
Yeah, that's a very
So
good
the
point.
drugs, I don't see any. It's just literally night and day from where we were.
Cool. So it
And
sounds
that's
like
the
you do
things
not
that
regret
you can
that
buy.
decision at all.
Right. Like we got a 2,000 square foot house, but like we just bought it. It was like nothing. So it's actually pretty sweet um trade-off. So
Okay.
yeah.
Um, that's super cool. And it sounds like a very brave decision. Like moving
I was so
with
depressed.
children, I think with you said you were so
I
depressed.
was so I'm like, what is this snow thing? We can't leave? What?
One thing I learned
Um
about snow is if you're running and you tackle a friend, do not push his face into the snow. I did that. And then it happened to me, and I
oh no.
realized, oh my God, I'm never doing that to another person again. Because it's like it changes your whole physiology. It's like an ice bath, but an unwelcome one. So I'm sure your kids have learned that too. So have they ever seen snow before you guys moved to Green Bay?
No,
And
no.
did you move when it was already winter or
No, we moved in the summer.
so
So
cool?
we
How
just came
excited
here in
were they?
November.
How
Um,
excited were they with the first?
it was very fun. I mean, I still think it's amazing. And you
Yeah,
feel like a reverse snow globe. You just get to watch the snow fall as long as you don't have to trek through it.
yeah. It actually snowed in Florida this last winter, like snow flurries for real.
Oh,
And then it hailed like crazy often, like multiple times throughout a 2 month period. I don't know what's happening to the world, but it's crazy. Okay, so let's talk about so you have children, and you said your mother-in-law. So are you married also?
yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does your husband have any part in your business? Or does he just
Yeah, he
you
does.
along
He
to do it?
helps me with heavy lifting and transportation sometimes when I can't fit everything in my van. So yeah.
What kind of
And
van do you have?
oh, I just have like a Pacific Chrysler Pacifica. And when the
Okay.
seats go down, it like holds 150 cubic feet of space. It's amazing.
Yeah,
But
so
it's
like a
not like
stow
a
and go
Sprinter
family
van.
van, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had one of those, a Dodge Grand Caravan for a while. The stow and go seating is pretty good. And when
Yeah.
you're not using them for the chairs, you can still put stuff in them too. So,
Right.
um, okay.
Yeah.
So then were you doing balloons were you doing balloons in LA?
I was. I
Okay.
actually I started in 2018 and yeah, see, I had this all written down. But I started as a DIYer. Someone showed me how to do an arch, and I got very obsessed with balloons. And I went on YouTube, and Sandy, Missouri was my spirit animal, and I made all the things. Um, and so when the pandemic hit, I actually got really busy and really popular, and I made a good amount of money. Um, and then that I even I joined the Balloon Boss Mastermind after I took the Thrive class with Joette at LA Balloons. And that was really helpful for my business um, and that trajectory. And then like right before we sold our house, I got certified at Balloon Wonderland in 2022. And that was the best thing I've ever, that was like it was almost like a rite of passage. It was, I got certified and I had the biggest install ever, and then it all stopped. So it was kind
It
of a
stopped
weird,
because you moved?
because I moved, but I also got plantar fasciitis, so I couldn't really walk very well. Um, I mean, it was healing, but yeah, I just, because we packed everything and we were leaving. We were
Yeah.
moving, and I gave everything away that I had that I couldn't fit in the pod to my balloon bestie. So yeah,
So you said you got busier during the pandemic. What kind of installs were you doing?
well, it was mostly deliveries and
Okay.
garlands and stuff because we didn't really want to, you know, that whole thing.
Right. That's why I was wondering. I think
But
most
because
people were just trying to spot.
Party City was gone, and everyone wanted to surprise their family, for their birthday, and that's what I love doing those. So yeah, that was
Okay.
big.
So before balloons came along, what were you doing at that time? Like pre.
Graphic design and web design.
Okay.
So
So you had that as a job?
y- actually, I was just a mom. I feel like I've been a mom forever.
That's a
No,
big job.
I
Like,
actually was
no, yeah.
I was an operations director at a company for like 9 years, but I also did their graphic design and their tech. I'm actually a technical person. Like I built computers, and so I do IT work too. I used to.
Okay. Do you miss that stuff?
I do not.
Okay. Do you use the graphic design stuff in your own like social media and making
Oh
like,
yeah, all the time. Yeah. As
okay,
well as I work part-time at the Salvation Army as their marketing graphic designer. So I use a lot of Adobe every day,
sure.
all day long. So
So I bet with the CBA class that you took, you really appreciated like the principles and elements of design, and
oh
that
yeah.
probably all translates very well to what you probably already knew most of that stuff, I bet.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like you have to have like sometimes you have a natural eye for balance and color and design, and I feel like even though I don't think about it, it just happens naturally sometimes. So that's
Well, you're
a real
artistic.
perk.
Were you artistic growing up? Like, did you doodle
Oh
on every
yeah.
scrap piece of paper? And
Yeah.
so I'm the
Yeah.
same way. In church, I was sitting there, every scrap
Hmm.
edge of the
The
handout had little
envelopes.
art. Yeah. So what kind of stuff did you draw as a kid? Like what was your things you were excited to draw all the time?
Cats? I don't know.
You
I
said
would always,
cats?
cats, and I would reimagine how my house looks on my front, and I would actually redraw my house the way it looked in the front or in a room. So I had spatial awareness even as a really young kid.
Wow,
So that really translates, I guess, now.
that's interesting. I don't think I ever drew my house one time. I always drew eyeballs and like superheroes. That was my thing. And then monsters and whatever.
Our flowers are always a good thing too.
Yeah, okay. Um, so what made you said somebody showed you how to do an arch? Were you just hanging out with them and they're like, "Hey, I got to build this
Well,
thing. Do you
yeah,
want to?"
because I volunteered for preschool and decorating, and then this mom brought a 20-foot PVC pipe from Home Depot. It was just one piece, and we inflated with no sizer, just a bunch of pink inflators and Party City balloons, and I had no idea what this was. And then when we finished, I was like, this is amazing. We even used umbrella stands that didn't even match. And when they were on the asphalt, you could see them clearly. It was hilarious. It was the
The
worst
first,
arch I ever did, but it was
uh,
so fun.
yeah.
And the fact that you can put, color so fast, with just air and a little bit of latex, it was just mind blowing.
Yeah.
And I was
That's
hooked.
that's one of the things for me is you can put a lot of color in a space without too much difficulty.
Yeah.
Um, when I first bought the first business that I did, the lady, we did a lot of hotels. We still do. She would make them loan her stanchions, like stanchions with ropes. And all we did was brought the columns on the poles and then we tied them to the stanchions. Stanchions are like 2 inch diameter poles. And now we're putting it was, I was like, we need to get our own bases. This is not good. But I was like, I just couldn't believe she got away with that for so long. So wow. Okay, so you said you started DIY. Like, what made you decide you want to start taking money for it? Like, I know you said you liked it, but you also used the word DIY. So what did that look like at the beginning?
Well, I don't know. I guess I was told that I should get paid for this instead of doing it for friends and family and for free, and just because I just wanted to create. I didn't think about getting paid. Besides, I mean, my husband took care of us, and we didn't really need the money. So, but but then it started off with like a $40 thing, and then it was, it kind of just kept growing and growing. Like oh, just pay me for the supplies. That's all I want, so I can get more balloons because I was obsessed. So
Yeah.
it just kind of people kept telling me, you're not charging enough, you're not charging enough. And then so I just took a chance and I would just increase and increase. I'm like, oh wow, people are paying like full price. But not really full price, but for me it was full.
Yeah.
And it was I mean I still don't I feel like I still don't do it for the money. I still do it for the I don't know, just the final product, just to say I did that.
Sure.
Look what I did.
Yeah.
That's what I could do.
So were you doing like mostly social events then? Or did you get corporate
It was
jobs?
mostly moms, like
Private?
from our school
Okay.
and private. And then my husband was working for Hallmark. And so they took a chance on me, and then their event planner, she took me along once I did something for them, and then I she took me on all of her gigs, and I started getting better and doing bigger corporate clients. And then also there was a lady, her name was Linda Soto, Linda Zeller, sorry, Linda Zeller, who owned Party Blitz in Simi Valley, and she was grad retiring, and then she would give us her clients, and it was really great deal. Like we would pay like 20% of the first gig, and then we have that client for the rest for
Yeah.
however long we keep them. And that I got a lot of schools and high paying clients out of that. And it was really great. Um, you know, yeah.
And that's all still in LA so far, right?
Oh yeah, that was all LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then when you moved, I imagine you had to start over.
Oh yeah, from scratch.
What what did you so like if I got to start over, I haven't thought this out very much, but I think maybe there would be things I would do a little different because I know way more now than I did then. So when you started over, what were some things that you're just like, this is what we got to do. I'm not making that same mistake starting like I did last time. If you, and I'm not saying you had any mistakes, but just, how was starting over? What was that like?
So I did the things that I did stuff for my kids. So I wasn't planning on doing balloons again, but when I did do them, I we were members of the CROC, which is the Salvation Army Community Center. My kids were there and they did like a play, and I said I can make an arch for the play, and I did it for free. I just volunteered a lot for my kids because they love balloons and they're like, "Mommy did a thing." And so that helped people. They're like, "Who is this person making these things?" So doing volunteer little pop-up things for my kids, it gave me awareness, it gave me content, and that's a lot of that reasons why I do stuff for free or cost is because I needed the content to show people that I'm here, and tagging the places. So then just it's a very small city, and word gets around really fast. Another thing that helped a lot before I even thought I was doing balloons is that so Joette, She connected me and said, "Oh, there's a Karen from Party and Print is in Kakana. You should go see her and just talk balloons," which I did, and it was and just meeting other people in the industry literally made me not feel alone and depressed, and that there was a chance that like I can work for them, or like I she had this Karen, she had a Christmas parade, and I really, really wanted to be inside a tree as a costume. And so that was like the first, it was just a magical. And I met all these people that are in the industry, and Dorothy from Festive Balloons. She literally helps me all the time now. And just everybody, it's just so nice to know that you're not alone when you have other balloon people. And there's only like six here in Green Bay. So it's really great.
Did you say that Green Bay's a little city? I thought you
Yeah.
said it was a small town or a little city.
It's
In
a
my,
I don't know what it is, 119,000 people
yeah, I stink at
in
that
Green
sort of
Bay.
stuff. I don't know if that's the size of Lakeland or if it's the size of Orlando or Tampa. I don't know what to compare that to.
I don't know either. I know.
But
And
yeah,
I'm used to like millions.
okay. Well, so definitely smaller compared to LA then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone literally knows everybody. It's amazing.
Well, and it's
It's
good that you have the balloon friends to rely on and to talk to. And um, I'm a big believer that there's no such thing as competition, really. We're all just like, I don't know if other businesses, I don't know. I don't know if other businesses think the same way or if it's just different in different industries, for example. But
right.
I don't know if a plumber's sitting there worried about all the other plumbers that exist. You know what I mean? Like, but balloon people, for some reason, it seems like sometimes you hear people aren't, there's like drama, and I don't get it.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
choose not to have it.
you sometimes have your bad eggs too.
Yeah,
But I don't know, I just it's weird how you gravitate to what, I really wasn't going to do balloons, so
really.
um yeah. Right.
So you mean like even in Green Bay, or you just meant
In
that
Green
wasn't
Bay,
really your
like,
plan to be? Okay.
yeah, I just it was over. But I had all my balloons in storage for a year, and then I was like, okay, as soon as I got them delivered, it was like they connected with me again, and I was like, yay,
Yeah,
this is inside. And yeah, I even saved one tank just in case for my kids parties.
yeah. So,
So
wow. Yeah, that's crazy to think. So you were just gonna go get a job or be a mom, or how many kids do you have?
yeah, I have two. I have two.
Yeah.
They're turning 12 and 10
Oh,
months. So
okay. Cool. That's a good age,
yeah,
I think.
yeah,
Still a good age. There's a period coming up that I don't think every kid goes through like a whatever period, but it's where if
yeah.
they do, it's the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, and okay,
So
interesting.
I
But
actually and because I had bad feet, I was like, okay, I'll just like teach twisting or something. I took a crochet class at the Art Garage, which is like a center in downtown Green Bay. There's this Art Garage, and they have classes. And I said, would you like balloon classes just to see if maybe, change it up a bit? And they said, sure. And so I did four classes and had very low enrollment. So that didn't pan out as long as I thought it would. But I met a bunch of another balloon artist came. She's like, I just want to see how you twist your flowers or whatever. And so I got to meet, a balloon person because I had a class, and I was like, okay, I guess this is what I would do just to wet my whistle, like get a little balloon action, and then it just didn't pan out. But it made me want to do balloons again at the Croc,
yeah.
and yeah, so
So
it was really fun.
um do you add, you know how to twist more than just like accents for balloons? Because that's not doing balloon decor. Are you like twisting animals and stuff? You know, do all that?
If I have a tutorial, I can follow it,
Okay,
but
sure.
I don't normally,
So then
I
what
don't
were you
normally cook.
teaching? What were
Oh, so
you
I
teaching in the
taught
twisting
how to make
class?
centerpieces with
Okay,
just like an 18-inch foil and the duplet or quads and then I did like how to do a flower bouquet with a bow and then stuff I
okay,
had a stuffing machine if anybody wanted to stuff for Valentine's Day. It was one person showed up,
okay.
which I think
Yeah.
people are intimidated by balloon classes unless it's like really their jam. So
Yeah. It could have also been what year was that?
2023.
Oh, okay. It's
Yeah.
like there's a period where it feel like, and it's right after COVID where I feel like everybody and their mother wanted to start doing balloons. So I don't know. Um, all right. So then what is business like for you today? Like, do you still do mostly private events? Do you get more corporate stuff?
I really try hard to go for corporate events. I get a lot of inquiries on my website for grand openings and like they want helium bouquets or whatever delivered for, for a play or something. But I kind of just I'm selective that has to be at like at least a $300 or more um
Yeah,
install or because I work part-time, I have to have like 25 hours of on my day job. And so whatever I have, it needs to have like, you know,
for
worth
sure.
my
It's got to be
time
worth doing.
to
So your
juggle.
day
Yeah.
job, that's a Salvation Army. You said you work with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So then, if you wanted, would you be able to make the balloon business? And I know you said your husband has a good job, I guess. So like, this question might be an interesting one or not. But so your balloon business is like a super great side hustle, just or you're just doing it to scratch the artistic itch, and
I
it
think,
makes a little
yeah,
bit of money too, so it's all good.
yes. Yep. If I can balance both without going crazy, lately it's been kind of hard. I would just keep that because I love working for the Salvation Army because of what they do for the community and just they're good. It's like I work for a church and I love it. I love that God aspect and we pray every day. I mean, it's just like a really good place to work. Um, I really want to stay loyal to them as much as I can and then just do this side hustle. And they're very open to like my hours changing and like I juggle, like I can work from home. I don't have to be there. So I don't know, it's just and then because balloons are seasonal, I feel like having that consistent back end job, it helps for our family. So
Sure. So then
yeah.
how do you you might be the first person we've had on who actually does work another job and balloons as a side hustle. And I'm not saying that in a condescending way, but I don't know how else to phrase it. Um, but I'm interested to know, how do you field incoming inquiries? Like, what is the process like for you when somebody wants to talk to you
So
about balloons?
yeah, I mean, so because I'm an introvert, I usually don't answer my phone much, but I do route people to a form to fill out on my website. So that helps me gauge. And so if it's something that I can't do, or, I just usually list for other people that they can, like, here's some people you can call. Like, I'm totally open. I'm an open book, and I say, if I'm not available, here you go. And I kind of I work before I go to the salvation. I work at night and in the morning and all the hours to respond to that submission form. And I'll talk to people, but mostly I will email because I'm not a talker. Here I am
Yeah,
talking. I don't like I am an introvert, so it is the thorn in my like I feel like I would be more successful if I actually answered my phone and talked to people.
yeah.
which I don't know if
I'm
that's everybody has that, but
I don't know. I feel
um
like there are a lot of things that extroverted people just have an easier time with. And I'm I don't know, I'm not the same as like I've was awkwardly introverted for a very large portion of my life. And then I became a balloon twister in restaurants
mm,
in Orlando, meeting tourists. So every table's new families. So imagine being introverted and doing that. But I got very good at it. And I realized like I kind of like this guy at the table more than I like the guy that's like the rest of my life. So I started trying to say, well, what does that mean? Maybe I can do that with my life and not just be the way that I have and not question why I am why you know what I mean? Like you can modify who you are to a degree through a lot of work and effort. And so now I feel like I'm extroverted, but deep down there's an introverted part that comes out real hard and heavy under certain circumstances.
yes.
So like
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
going to a meeting like a NACE or ILEA or one of these catering and event specialist meetings of just all the people in Orlando coming together, I want to get in a corner and just stand there and feel bad about why am I even here? Just want to get in the car and leave. It's so awkward. And I'm
That's how
like,
I
I
feel in a
know,
chamber meeting,
yes,
like
same
you,
thing.
yep,
Wow. Okay. So
yeah,
then let's say that there's other people who are watching this and they right now they have a job. I know that you're not, let me put something I said earlier into better context. I know there's plenty of people who have a job and do balloons on the side. I'm not pretending like that's a unique thing. I just don't know if I've spoken to any who have been guest designers. And if I
mm,
have, I just never recognized that as part of their path. I think everybody I've talked to, this is what they did full time. So do you find and you said so you said that you do straight send customers to other local decorators who are your friends and
yeah,
all of that. Okay.
sure,
So
yeah,
you're not, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you're not really, you want this to be a part of your life, but not, you're not trying to push this to be the only thing that you do.
right. It's too stressful
Okay.
for me.
Yeah.
I having to meet quotas and oh,
Yeah. So then here's the world in which I'm curious because the better you get at everything that you do, the more people are going to want you to do it. And
right.
hopefully the more they're willing to pay you to do it. But for you, there's a limit. So you're absolutely not looking to like bring on a bunch of employees to
No, no,
no.
I'd rather team up with my friend and share the profit or like
Sure.
share like be you know not that I price to have people on, like it's very rare, like that's the other thing that I price for just me to do the balloons, and then when I realized I took on more than I should, now I have to like I can only get one person, or I can only afford to pay
Yeah.
one person to help me, and then I'm like I should have had them help me with both the production and the install, because I sleep 1 or 2 hours before it's time to bring the balloons and install. Like that's happened so many times. Right? There was a wedding I did last month and I did not sleep at all. I worked all day doing all the finishing touches and then some, and I came sleep deprived. It was really
Now, is that
bad.
and again, you can tell me if it's none of my dang business, but is that a control and quality issue that you're concerned about,
Oh,
or is it literally just about price?
both, but mostly like it's really hard for me to delegate, like really hard unless it's something that there's a pattern for, or it's easy to just, I don't know. I'm not very organized to do that. Like I'm so random. I'll work on one thing and then stop and then work on another. And then I go, okay, I gotta finish that one thing. And I can't just like hyper focus on one creation and then move on to the next. It's really
Yeah.
hard for me to delegate
Okay.
because I am not
Yeah.
organized enough. So, but eventually
Okay.
I will, you know. But the fact that I have really good friends that are
Yeah.
willing to do whatever and they see that I'm sleep deprived, they'll see like, oh, let me get you some food because you look like you haven't eaten or had any coffee. And they're just really nice people. So
Yeah.
it really pays to have friends and it pays to network with your local um, balloon companies. So
Okay. So I asked you a question earlier, and I'm pretty sure I must not have let you answer it, or I didn't listen. It could be one of those two. But I
sure.
asked, when you moved and had to start over, were there things that you did differently because you had some experience now and you were starting over? Was there anything that you noticed that was different?
So the only difference that when I actually got serious, when I was serious with my balloons, and it's the payments. I think that that was the thing that. So a lot of times I got ghosted or I didn't get paid for the gigs because I was using Venmo and I was just like, oh, you know, and I wouldn't send an invoice. That was the biggest thing. Like it would be just an afterthought, and chasing the check was such a pain in my butt. So now as soon as I book a client, I send my QuickBooks link to the invoice and they literally pay full price every time without even asking, do I need a deposit? Like they take me serious because I have a logo, I have a website, I have a payment system. They see that I have quality work on my Yelp and Google and social, and they're like, okay, this lady's serious. So I never have to chase money ever again. And it's
Yeah.
literally a breath of fresh air. So that stress is gone.
Yeah.
So I can focus on the production and like I have everything, you know, that part I don't have to think about chasing the money.
Yeah, for sure. That is a big difference. And then when you were in LA, did you just operate like under your social security number or did you go get a business license?
Oh no, I was just me. Yeah, Social
Okay.
Security. Yeah.
So is it that way now? Because now you have a business name,
Now
right?
I have an
Top of
LLC.
color?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. I have an
Cool,
LLC and
cool.
I even got a URL that's not like I have popofcolorgb.com, but then I also got greenbayballoons.com. So I usually promote that and it gives me that SEO up, like a little perk on my SEO. And yeah, I it's good. And I even got a number. So I never changed my number, but I did get an open phone 920 number that helps with people think, that I'm a Green Bay person.
Yeah.
I'm not a
Yeah.
818 anymore.
So there were six other people and none of them were Green Bay balloons, huh?
No,
Wow. I feel like
I
that's
know.
an opportunity missed because
Yeah,
for search engine, it doesn't get any better than that name,
I
right?
know.
Like they're literally searching your business name when they put in
Yeah.
what they're looking for. Wow.
Yeah. So, and
Okay.
also I thrive on finding locations that they're like say the stadium. So Green Bay is huge on football. The Lambeau Stadium is it's like the heart of the city. So I always highly recommend that people when you do an install, you tag that location, that company like crazy because that's how I get like, oh, I saw your thing and on at the stadium or whatever the theme is. Like they're all about the Packers. So if you do football here, it's a success. Like you have a lot of SEO. Um, I'm having a hard time talking about it, but can't find the words. Anyways, it really helps your business to get out there and yeah. So I'm all about tagging. It's specifically tagging on Instagram the picture with that person with that account. That helps a lot because it shows up
Sure.
on their profile.
Cool, cool.
So there's
So,
so many
okay.
things that you can do.
Yeah. So you do work for the Packers then?
No, no, but
Oh,
I
okay.
I did a private event that used I'm not allowed to say that they're very, no, it wasn't for them. It was for a private event.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah. I had a company that wouldn't let us post anything that we ever did for them, and they gave us some of the coolest jobs in the world. And
Right?
I'm like, you're paying me. I'm happy to take that check. I just really wish I could show your stuff. And then as
Yeah.
the years gone on, I went back to them. I'm like, do you guys still have the same policy? Because anymore, I feel like with social media, I feel like your policy should not be the same. And they're like, well, let's talk about it. And then they got back to me and said that you can post stuff, but do not put our client's name on it. And if there's any
Mm,
of their logos, you need to hide them, and you have to tag us. So in other words, don't put our clients out there with this is
yeah.
for, this $1 million party for so and so, but you can put our name on it and your name and hide any logos from them. So now I can post stuff, but it's for the longest time I couldn't. So I don't
Yeah.
know if you're aware, but we do a 20-ish questions type of thing at the end of these. So some of them are easy. I feel like this is what I look forward to. I like getting to know people and getting in their business a little bit to get a feel for like who we're talking to. And I'm like the fact that you moved, and I know you weren't the only one, but I think like you take care of your family is very important and very good part of what you do, but you moved to a whole new place. I love that your mother-in-law lives with you. Like that's just cool information. I think it's cool. Maybe I'm a weirdo, but this part is going to be some easy questions. Some of them I used to try to do this rapid fire to see if we could get them all done in like 2 minutes. Um, I like to make comments on your comments, so I don't put time limit on this anymore.
Okay.
So we'll
Sure,
get
sure,
through
sure.
these questions. And then when we're done, if anybody who's on has questions, we'll take some time and see if they have questions for you. And then we'll be done. So, you ready?
Mhm.
Okay, favorite color?
Blue.
Blue? Like what shade?
This shade right here.
Yeah, right on, like
Dark blue.
sapphire blue. I do
Yeah.
love that design, by the way. And you
Oh,
can
thank
correct
you.
me if I'm wrong, but it's 90% magic arch.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep.
Okay, I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever built an organic design that's all magic arch. So you're our guest designer this month. It sounds like we need. Okay.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
all right,
Yes. Yes.
back to the questions. Favoriteest food? What's your favorite food type?
Cake.
Cake. I do like cake.
It's
What
a
flavor?
problem.
So our family, and I'm going to admit right now, this is the most disgusting thing that for some reason nobody in our family gives two craps about, but it's the family fork. And it only exists and comes out when there is a cake that has been made and used, but it's not done. And what happens is this cake is in the thing, and there's one fork that just stays on that plate until the cake is gone. And everybody in our family will just come by, take a little scoop, take a bite, put the fork right back on the plate.
That's
It's yeah, and it'll be there for like a week until that cake is just gone. What's your favorite
oh
type
my
of cake?
God. Anything chocolate.
Okay,
Literally. Yeah. I'm not yeah, anything really with sugar. A sugarholic.
okay, I got
Yep.
you. If you could live in one time period, past, present, or future, what would it be?
Oh, definitely not the future. Oh my gosh. Probably the 90s. That was my favorite so much.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, feel you on that one. Original movies. There were movies that were like the
Oh,
first time now they're making remakes of all of the stuff that came out when we were younger.
yeah. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how good
yeah.
that's how good the 90s were. They're trying to bring it
Yeah.
back,
Yeah.
right? Um, all right, name something that brings you joy.
My children. My children bring me so much joy. They're like a
Yeah.
miracle that happened to me. So, and they still love me. They still don't think I'm weird. Like when they go in that phase
That's
and they're
because
like,
they're 10 and 12.
yeah,
So, and do you have one boy and one girl? Did
I
I
have,
catch that?
no, I have two boys.
Two boys. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, that's awesome. Do you have a favorite? What are they into? I'm changing the questions.
They're gamers. That's all
Okay,
they do. Game
right on.
from waking up and going to bed.
Yeah. Um, do you have a favorite book?
Uh, no, I actually do not like to read. Like I
Do you
will
listen
avoid it
to
at all
books?
costs. No, I just listen to podcasts all day
Okay.
long. Yeah.
Yeah, right on. I like
Yeah.
listening to books, so I'll go between podcast or books and then um, shows that I listen to on my phone, whatever. What's your favorite? I don't know. I never know how to phrase this. Your favorite type of balloon? So like neon, reflex, pearl. Like, what's your favorite texture? I guess your favorite group,
That's a really good question. Um,
and it could be foils too. Like, I'm just curious. What do you like to
I
work
really
with?
don't have any. Like I don't know. I guess I like clears. For some reason I like anything that text like I don't know, polka dots or clears. Like when I'm doing something, I like to stuff clears too, like with little balloons. So that's fun. I always think that's a really
Sure.
fun thing that not a lot of people can do. And I usually stuff with purpose. So I'll put a heart in between, like with a bunch of white, round balloons, just to give it. There's a meaning toward why I stuff my clears.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's the weirdest thing you've ever done for money?
I don't really know.
It could
Oh,
be the weirdest job you've had if you want to just keep it on the like PG level. What's the weirdest job that you've done?
I never really had a lot of weird jobs. I mean, I used to be a vet tech, and
Okay.
that was really gross. That was a lot of
So like you were the
fluid,
person when
like
the vet
body.
was surgerying up a animal?
No, it was mostly cleaning up the kennels in the beginning, and then I
Oh,
just did like shots, like clinic shots, and getting people into their room with their dogs or animals.
yeah. So I realized like I had my dog, I don't know, for the last round of shots and they were talking about cleaning my dog's teeth. And our place will give you two options for everything. One of them is like the cheapest, one of them is not the cheapest. And the cheapest to clean
Mm,
my dog's teeth is like $600. And
oh,
then, but if you want, we can knock your dog out and
right.
clean their teeth for 1200. I said, I can get a
Yep.
whole brand new dog for $1,200. Like
Oh
it's
my
just crazy. That amount of money I was like, good night in the morning. Um, it was
God.
sticker shock, you know.
Yeah, totally.
So okay. Um, if you could meet one person of all time, who would that person be?
Um, I feel like I would want to. It's so embarrassing. Do they have to be alive or
No.
no? It is someone I've never met before.
Yeah, if you could just meet
Yeah.
somebody.
So I feel like Jim Carrey would be the person I would want to meet. I know it's weird, but all of the like
He's
when I was a
alive,
kid,
right?
I was yeah, yeah,
Isn't
yeah,
Jim Carrey? Okay, the
yeah,
way you
yeah.
asked that question, I was like,
I was really shy when I was a kid, and all the movies that Jim Carrey did as in the that brought me out of my shell, and like I've always been like a huge fan of
so
him.
do you quote a lot of 80s and 90s
Oh yeah,
movie quotes? So there are
oh
some
yeah.
off of Ace Ventura that my
Mm-hmm.
kids just never understood. I'm like, you know what? We're watching this movie. So now you guys can quote it for the rest of your life. They loved it. The first Ace Ventura, your boys will love it too. They
But it's
love
very
that
high.
movie.
There's some parts that are inappropriate that I can't really show them yet until they're a little older.
Yeah, but that I'm like, you guys just don't. They're
I
like, that's every time now. They're like, is that an '80s thing, Dad? I'm like, yeah, actually, it probably is. Oh man.
Oh
But
my
when you
gosh.
show them, then they can have that quote for the rest of their life too. Let's see. If you could spend a day anywhere, where would you pick?
Um, no, I probably could just go home.
Mhm.
I would want to go home and see my mom in LA. It's been
Oh,
a long
okay.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean I've traveled a lot, so I don't know. The best place that I went to was Venice, and I would totally go there again. It was
Is that the
amazing.
place with everywhere's water and you're paddle
Yeah.
not paddling, but
Well, yeah, the gondolas. Yeah.
do people own their own? I guess people own their own boats there, yeah?
Yeah.
So that's the
Yeah.
equivalent of their car, more or less?
Yeah. 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 Or you just take the bus. They have yeah, they have boats they have like buses, boats that take
All right.
you away.
That
But
sounds like it'd be an interesting
it's like
place.
it's like a maze of corridors and it's just magical. Yeah.
Cool. Sounds
Yeah.
fun. If you could shadow any job for a day,
Um, I would I've always wanted to be a oh my gosh, what is that called? I'm totally blanking. You need helium for it. It's uh a welder. I would
oh,
want to see what that was like.
that is not where I thought that was. I was trying to imagine what you need helium for, and
I mean, I don't
only
know
thing
if
I
they
could think
use,
of was like a
I didn't,
weather balloon
yeah.
thing, but
Or
like a
maybe, I don't know if it's
meteorologist.
helium, but yeah, whatever gas they use, I don't know. I always,
Sure.
when I go to the air gas places and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to learn how to weld
You want to
so
learn how to
badly.
weld. And I always want to look when they tell you you're not supposed to look at that height.
Yeah.
I want to, but I never have because I don't want to
My
be
husband
blind.
said you're not allowed because you need your fingers and we can't afford to have you lose your
Welders
fingers.
lose their fingers when
I
they burn
mean,
them off.
because
Like,
I would be the one that hurts myself
yeah, I
doing
got you. Okay, when you were a kid, what was your favorite toy?
um, toy.
Yeah.
Game
When you
Boy.
think of Game Boy. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All
Because
right.
I'd be
So
the
that's where
introvert. I'd be the
that's
introvert at the
where
party with my Game Boy.
yeah. That's where your boys get it from, huh? The video gaming.
Yeah,
Does your
yeah.
husband game too?
Yep, we all
Right on.
do.
What did you want to be when you grew up, when you were a little kid?
I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Oh, okay. So that's what took you to the vet tech route, and then you decided no.
They're not treated very well, and the who I shadowed was not happy and not nice to the animals, and I thought that's how, and I was like, I'm done. This is not, he's miserable. He treats the animals miserably, and so I decided to work for 31 Flavors instead, and that was so much better.
So that miserable nature, was that behind closed doors? Because the people
Yeah.
who visit my
Oh
dog
no.
always act like she's the most amazing little
It
thing in the
depends on
world.
your dog or your animal. If your animal is horrible, they get treated. I mean, not everyone is like this, but
Of
if
course.
you if there's friction, they are not nice in the back end.
Oh
In the
wow, that
back.
makes me
Yeah,
sad.
it is. Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned podcasts. What would be one podcast
Oh no.
recommendation? I like podcasts.
I don't listen to quality podcasts.
So trash
It's
podcast it
mostly
is. What?
oh so like I can't say it. I like Kill Tony. I don't know if you ever heard of Kill Tony or
I
Joe Rogan.
haven't.
Like oh, Joe Rogan is a normal one.
It is, but what is Kill Tony about?
Oh, it's just it's a comedy thing where people can you get roasted as a comedian and you get like a minute to do a comedy skit and then you can either become famous or you just get roasted. and
Oh,
it's not a good,
sounds brutal.
it's really brutal.
1 minute's not very long to get the
It
because
is,
everybody wants to roast you before they meet you, right? On that show, I imagine they're just looking to tear you apart. So you
yeah,
have a minute to change their opinion about you.
yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay.
then
I'm
a
gonna
better
check that
one
one out.
is, I'm gonna say Dr. Phil. There's a
Yeah.
Dr. Phil impersonator and he's amazing.
And
It's
he
really
has a
funny. And I found
podcast.
that from, yeah, like it's mostly comedy. I'm into it's what I listen to all day long, like Comedy Central. While I'm doing my balloons, that's what I listen to in my ears. Comedy and then more comedy because
Right on.
hours and hours of
So
ballooning
you
to
know
hear
who
something.
Theo Vaughn is, right?
Yeah,
He
I
has a
sure do.
podcast called This Past Weekend. And
Yeah,
he's a funny guy just normally, but he interviews like for real people. Like he interviewed the
yeah.
guy who
Trump. He interviewed Trump.
created Chat GPT. He interviewed
Hmm.
Trump. So like I find them a mix of comedy and just getting good information about all kinds of crazy topics.
Yeah,
Um,
I
yeah.
know.
Did you watch the Joe Rogan where he interviewed Elon Musk?
Oh yeah, yeah,
That was a crazy, a little eye opening, I feel like.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, back on track.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Favorite kind of music.
Okay, so I ditched all my music for Christian music, so I listen to
Okay,
Caleb. Yeah.
okay, I dig it. Do
Hmm.
you have any bucket list items? And you can just name one if you do.
Maybe like go on a hot air balloon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Spitting.
Um, yeah. Do you have, or not do you have? It this is going to determine a level of friendship that you and I are going to be able to have. If you had a wand and you said expecto patronum, what animal would come out of your wand? Oh my gosh. All right, let me just rephrase it in a way that normal
A
people
sphinx?
understand. What is your spirit animal?
A spirit animal.
Yeah.
Oh, like a real animal.
I mean, if I ignore the first part of that question, the way that I phrased it, that was a Harry Potter
So I
reference.
am a cat person. So does that
Okay.
make sense? Like
Yeah, a
I
cat.
don't, not dog, not any, snakes or cats. That's what I've had.
Okay. Um, if you could rule the world, and this is a make believe question, and you could enforce one thing to happen and change that would absolutely change if you just wanted it to, what would be the thing?
Gosh. Yeah, that's so it kind of comes back to the future. I hope that that AI does not advance anymore and it goes away
Oh, okay.
because I feel like the world is gonna have robots and we are going to be slaves of the AI
It
or
is
something that bad.
definitely
I
no,
want
like
that to
it's
not happen.
yeah, I tell you what gives me hope because I was actually like thinking about it one time, and maybe again, we're talking about the Bible and people in the days of it being written about Revelation, and whatever John saw, where he could describe it to the best of his abilities, I didn't get from that the end of the world was going to happen because of AI based on what I
Mm.
read in Revelation. It gave me a little hope, and I'm not one that just says AI is definitely going to, take over. But I also would think if the Bible didn't exist and I was just left to think about it naturally, I'd be like, but it really could. And it wouldn't do it out of malicious nature either. It would be some directive it's trying to enforce that it would just
Right.
decide people are in the way of it solving its goals.
Yeah.
Anyways, scary thought, but yeah, I got
Sorry.
you.
Yeah.
No,
Mm.
no, 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 no. It's I mean, that's the world we live in. Um, it also has me
But I use
thinking
it all the
about,
time. I just want to say I use it all the
yeah,
time. I generate images all day long from my job using AI, so it is
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
It's also
If
scary.
you could know the day that you're gonna die, would you want to know, and why or why not?
I wouldn't want to know. Ignorance is bliss. That's my motto.
Okay. Um, this is a very important question. If you were a Care Bear, what
Oh,
image would be on your tummy?
a balloon.
All right, I dig it. What? And you said a blue. It would be a blue balloon, right? Sapphire blue balloon.
No, I think I would go with pink. I like pink too. That for Care
Oh, okay.
Bear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Um, so this question I asked to somebody and they answered it in a way that I wasn't ready for, but I'm fine with you answering it however you want. If you had to rob a bank, who would be on your team?
An AI robot. No, I'm just kidding. Who would be on my team? I don't know. That's a, I couldn't even have them
So my
doing a
original
heist.
thought on this, my original thought on this question was like I would definitely have my husband because he's a great driver who speeds too much. I would have my friend Sally because she's super sneaky, like making up stuff. But the person I asked that question to started naming celebrities. And I'm like, oh,
Oh, like Ocean's 11.
yeah, you're like, you know what? Tom Cruise could get away with just about anything. So I would definitely have him. It was weird. I may or may not continue to ask that question because it is a weird one, but it's fun to think about
When
sometimes.
you're committing, you're,
Yeah, if you had to commit some
because,
felonies, who would you bring with you?
yeah, sure.
What are you obsessed about and why?
Um, it's just, I'm obsessed with balloons. I literally eat and drink and sleep balloons all the time. It's a problem. It's a
Okay,
problem. Yeah.
and I know why, because they're amazing. So, um, all right, there are two more questions, and then we're done.
Okay.
If you could go back in your life and change one thing, what would it be?
Uh,
You can't say nothing.
marrying 2 times. I'm on my third marriage, and like, I wish I didn't have the other two that I had.
Okay,
Is that weird? That's weird. That's a
no,
little
it's not weird.
personal.
No, I mean it's not weird. All right,
Okay.
which of these questions was your absolute favoriteest one?
What's your favorite color?
Oh,
It's
really?
so
Oh
easy.
my gosh. Was it just because it was so easy to answer?
So not personal.
Okay.
Oh my God.
All right.
I'm
I
so
told you
embarrassed.
those are fun questions. Why? You answered very well. You don't have nothing to be embarrassed about. At least I don't think. And if people have some sort of way, then they're really not our friends. So, um, okay. So if anybody does have any questions, the way that we do questions is you can unmute yourself. There's not a ton of people on here, so you can unmute yourself. And I need you to tell me something you're grateful for, and then you can ask Miss Melanie her question. And we'll give that. If nobody does, then we're going to give it a couple minutes, and we'll
But can I
get out
just
of
say
here.
one thing before I forgot to
Yeah, sure.
mention that like the best thing that I could have done throughout this whole journey in balloons was going to the convention and networking with other people, not just in your area, but other people like
Yeah,
at Float. Float was the biggest thing. I helped Tabitha with her um sculpture piece, and like I and Laurel, like all these people that I helped, and I got experience and networking, and that was huge. Like I don't feel alone online, or I can talk to anybody to ask for ideas, and I think that's what makes this industry so attractive, because we collaborate throughout the whole world. Like it's just
yeah,
amazing. So, anyways, that's all.
yeah.
Just want to say that.
I agree. Alrighty, so unless anybody has a question, Balloon Whimsy said it was such a pleasure to meet you, Melanie. I can
Oh,
relate to you in
maybe.
so many ways. And that's one of the reasons why we do these. One, because I just like to know, like, people, in my opinion, are almost like books in a certain way, where a book can sit on your shelf and you never interact with it. And it has absolute zero value except taking up a place on a shelf. But if you crack it open and spend some time with it, then it's like, oh my God, this could be like what you just said, life changing happens mostly through relationships because that's the way that God made us. So, like, getting to know other people and getting to talk back and forth and interact with others is a very, I mean, it's how we were designed. And I just think that's what I love. This is one of the favorite things that we do is when I get to do these interviews. Plus, I get to ask a lot of weird questions and just see how people respond. Um,
Nice.
yeah. So
I had
I
fun.
appreciate you coming
Thank
on,
you.
and I do look forward to. I know if you guys are actually paying attention, the recipe for the football helmet we have published, and we have this week. We're going to kind of bang out the rest of the recipes from this month for you, and then
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, Melanie has agreed to help us edit some recipes in the future too, so she'll be a part of what we're doing for a good long time, hopefully. So it was really nice
Ooh,
talking with you. Thank you everybody for
same.
showing up, and
Thank you.
hope you guys have a great week.